Stella, I've been seeing a lot of the conditions you just mentioned, from these ice pelts, the freezing rain, and of course the slushiness of it all, just both on the sidewalk and out in the road. And now I'm actually seeing more kind of freezing rain. We're seeing more ice on the surface. And take a look behind me. The roads seem to be emptier than usual. I don't blame people for staying at home. Now, the city says they've been working around the clock, really tackling these roads. I'll tell you a little bit more in a moment about what their strategy is and why they're not out plowing all the roads, but I do want to touch a little bit on the weather condition and the condition it's created for drivers. The OPP saying they've had to respond to a higher than usual volume of collisions. And the weather making it less than ideal conditions for drivers throughout the GTA today. Toronto police say they've responded to calls overnight and throughout the day. The OPP have been getting hundreds of calls this weekend alone in the region. They tell CityNews there were 550 collisions on the roads just yesterday in the GTA and surrounding area, and today by mid-afternoon there was an additional 450. Though traffic volume has decreased this weekend due to the storm, the OPP say driver error is the leading cause to some of these collisions.
Drivers not realizing how slippery the roads are, how bad the conditions are, and driving too fast and not adjusting their vehicles appropriately.
What sort of collisions are happening on the road?
Yeah, most of the crashes are single vehicle collisions, vehicles spinning out, sliding off of roadway into the ditches or into a concrete wall, and there have been multi-vehicle collisions as well.
Now, city crews, as I mentioned, they've been out on the roads on a 24-hour basis, mostly salting, but they do have an emergency preparedness plan underway looking at this storm. And the TTC has also been doing the same. They've had to make some adjustments due to this weather. Our cameras were rolling early this morning when TTC crews were seen chipping away at the icefield tracks at Leslie Barnes, making way for the streetcars. The Transit Commission did replace streetcars with buses all along St. Clair. 80 salting trucks out on the road, on 30 have plowing capabilities. Now, some of these are contracted out, and coincidentally, some of these winter contracts expire at midnight tonight, but the city says they are well equipped to handle any future weather events this month. Now, though Mayor John Tory says plowing has been done on expressways, he's stressing today they're being strategic with how and where they're clearing off the snow.
If you plow all of that slush and all of that frozen ice pellets onto the side of the road, it dramatically increases the chances that we would have a real flooding problem if we get heavy rains later on. And so there has been a decision made to kind of follow a balancing act, in effect, of leaving some of that there where otherwise it might have been taken away, because to have plowed it over to the side, given the imminence of this heavy rain, might have made the flooding problem worse later on.
Tomorrow morning for the commute, I think it's a little bit too early to say. We'll continue to monitor and manage. We are going to be planning for some of the typical areas where we might see flooding to be out overnight tonight, and making sure those catch basins are clear, and making sure that we're getting communication out for the morning commute to drivers so that they can be prepared.
The mayor stressing to residents not to leave their homes or hit the roads if they don't need to stay at home. Now, meanwhile, Toronto Hydro is reporting at least 600 customers are left without